do you really want to be a millionaire? This is something that I've been thinking about for a little while now. So there's like a ton of content on YouTube explaining how this person or that person got rich or became a millionaire or billionaire. And then there's other pieces of content that are promising to teach you how to get rich or be a millionaire or be a billionaire. And I don't think there's anything wrong if you do want to be a millionaire or if you do want to be maybe a billionaire. There might be a tougher conversation to have about that. As time goes on and as I have more real world experience, I've realized that for me at least, what I want is not actually to be a millionaire or billionaire. And I don't actually think most people actually want to be a millionaire. I have a theory. Let's start with this very first question. What is your career? What do you do for work? What is it that you want to do for work? What do you want to make your millions by? Let's just start with that. Personally, for me, I've always wanted to make music and make video content, and that's essentially what I'm doing right now. And there are some people that would say that what they want to be in life is an entrepreneur. They want to start a business. But some people say they're an entrepreneur, but in reality, they're really just a small business owner. The reason I say that is because there's a difference between being an entrepreneur and owning a small business. And a lot of people tend to fall more into the category of running a small business rather than being an entrepreneur. At least that's my perception of things. There are some people that are entrepreneurs, but there are a lot of people that are small business owners. In reality, if you really wanted to be a millionaire, you would be doing something completely different because there are way easier ways to make $1 million or just to make money in general than like running your own business. I'm gonna show you this real quick. So this is the average income of a entrepreneur in the United States. I'm just pulling sources from the internet. This could all be wrong. $140. That's the average. And they say the top 20% is $134,000. There are much easier ways to make money than being an entrepreneur. Because if you work a regular job, you can get paid a consistent paycheck. And this isn't me saying that you shouldn't be an entrepreneur or be a business owner or start your own business or pursue a passion or anything like that. I would be hypocritical if I was saying that. I do YouTube, I make music, I do all this stuff. I just want to kind of add a more realistic perspective on things. If you really wanted to be a millionaire, you'd be doing something else like working a job on Wall Street or just try to be born in a wealthy family, which obviously you can't just manage that, but you can get married into one, so maybe you can finesse that. If I really wanted to be a millionaire, I wouldn't be trying to be making like content on YouTube or making music. If I don't want to be a millionaire and if I don't think other people really want to be a millionaire, what do I think people really want? My theory is that people really want the freedom that they believe comes with being a millionaire. I have a clip right here from TikTok. It is a bunch of people talking about what they would do if they got $1 billion.
What would you do if you won $1 billion?
$1 billion, yeah. I would probably pay off all my student loan debt. Okay. That's number one.
Yeah. Okay, pay off student debt.
What would you do if you won $1 billion?
First of all, my thing is like, if you look at the reaction people have when they get asked that question, most people don't even know what they would even do with $1 billion. Like, they're just like, oh no. Let me think about that.
A new car.
So he asked her what she would get herself, and she said a new car.
Yeah, what kind of car?
I want a Honda Sport. Okay. A Honda Accord Sport.
A Honda Accord Sport. A car that does not, you don't need to be a billionaire or millionaire to be able to own. This is obviously like anecdotal evidence of my theory, but it's a good example. Like a lot of people would say that they would pay off their debt or somebody else's debt that they know about and give away a lot of money because they don't really need that. They don't really want the money. They want the stuff that comes with being a millionaire. At some point, just having a lot of money just means you have a lot of money and doesn't do you any good. Like you just have a bunch of money, you're just hoarding wealth at that point. You could make the argument that you want to have that much money so you can pass it down to your family and like have generational wealth and pass things on to your family. Also, don't need to be a millionaire or a billionaire to do that. You might just not be able to like pass down like a multi-billion-dollar business. And that segues into my next point, which is like you literally don't really need to be a millionaire to get most of the things that people say they want. This is actually what triggered the idea to do this. I saw this post from Curtis King where he was reposting something from Barry Hefner, who, if you don't know who that is, he is, what I call him, a music business industry mogul, like a manager for artists like JID, Earth Gang, and other rap groups, and some R&B and pop artists as well. And he said, I don't care what anyone says, if you can net 6 figures off your music career per year, that's a good career. Some people get up and work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week to get paid, to get 2 to 3 paid vacation days off and make $30K a year. It's about perspective. Understand when you are blessed. And he's coming from the perspective of somebody in the music industry saying you don't need to make $1 million to be successful and comfortable in the music, to making music. Like, you're doing really good if you're making more than 30K a year. But he said something, because he said something about like the top 1%. This picture is what you need to make to be in the top 1%. This is based off of 2013 information. I found some updated information that we're gonna go to later in a second. No one really needs to be a millionaire to be in the top 1%, which means that you're making more than 99% of the people in the state that you live in. So this is my updated chart for 2023, I believe. There are states that are getting close to you needing to be a millionaire to be in the top 1%, but do you live in Connecticut or like Massachusetts or something? Like, look at where I live, Indiana, 474,000. Still not $1 million to be in the top 1%. But let's talk about like the median household income, which is obviously going to be lower than being in the top 1%. So these are all the states. The highest one to be in the median income in Maryland, the median income in the United States is 74,000. 70,000 to be a median income. If anybody wants to see this will be in the link in the description. The other thing that I want to kind of put into perspective, because we've seen what it takes to be in the top 1% of your state. We've seen what it takes to be making a median income in your state. But what's like the cost of living by state? Couldn't really find a lot of good options to show this, but I did find this one website right here. So they go alphabetically. Let's scroll down, and I'm gonna find Indiana again, because that's been my frame of reference since that's where I live. Average cost of living is about 60,000 a year. When you start looking at this, you don't really need to be a millionaire to like live a comfortable life in the United States. Like, you do need to have some more money than a lot of people do have, honestly, but you just don't need to have $1 million. All this is basically me saying, I don't think people want to be millionaires. I think they just want the freedom that comes along, that they believe comes along with being a millionaire. Because people want to be able to do the things that they want and not have to check their bank account and make sure they're not gonna overdraft like I was doing earlier today when I went to go get dinner. If you don't really need to be making $1 million to be in the top 1%, you don't need to be making $1 million to be making the median income, and you don't need to be making $1 million to be comfortably live in like the average cost of living in your state, then what do I think people should do instead? So instead of pursuing $1 million, instead of chasing the money, I think people should chase their goals, like the things that make them happy and that they enjoy. Like I said, I don't want to be a millionaire, but it would be kind of nice to be making $1 million or more a year and then have all the benefits of not having to worry about all the stuff that comes along with life a little bit. But in reality, what I really want to do is just sit around and make stuff for other people to enjoy and for them to get value out of it. So that's like me making YouTube videos. That's me making music and sharing it with the world. That's me just messing around and doing random things that I enjoy and hope that other people will enjoy in the world. It might be different for you. You might have other things that you are more interested in doing and excited about and that really inspire you and that you really want out of life, but still probably don't need to be a millionaire to do it. The making the money can help you achieve those things, but it's important to keep in mind that the money is a tool and not the goal. That's how I'm gonna wrap this up. I wanna hear thoughts from you. I do have a Discord, and if you have any additional thoughts, if you wanna start a conversation, then you can click on the link in the description and you can join my Discord.